I see good and bad in him. It can vary. That could all happen in one day. What do you make of Trump, the person, the character?
I have a lot of complicated feelings on Trump for all the obvious reasons. There's a weird history between the two of us. So there's sort of my own personal reaction to him, and then there's my political analysis of him. Personally, I have mixed feelings about him. I see how charismatic he is, how dynamic he is, how strong he is, how he doesn't bow down to anybody, no matter how much is thrown at him, and I respect all of that. I wish that he would get over the debate question I asked him back in 2015. He still raises it. He's raising it like a couple weeks ago. He raised it on the campaign trail. It's been 9 years. He's been president, right? It's like, I wish he would stop, because it's just nonsense to focus on at this point in his life and in mine. But politically, I see him as the juggernaut he is. And I see him like forgive this, I'm not trying to say he's a superhero, but almost as a superhero who has the special gift of the more you fire at him, the bigger he gets.
Yeah.
The larger he gets and the more empowered. That's him. That's what's happening. And the left doesn't see it. And there is, Trump has almost become, it's not even about him anymore. No. It really is about saving America. It's about the before and after moment on the legal indictments of a former president, of the leading candidate to be the GOP nominee. The norms that have been crossed by the Democrats, we have to stop them, and we still can. We can restore normalcy in the country by saying, we didn't fall for that. We didn't allow that. So, it's not just about Donald Trump anymore. And for me, I'm sure you've heard me talk about it, but I'm very, very passionate about the abuse we're heaping on children with all of these puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones and gender reassignments, quote unquote. And I will never vote for anybody who will support those things. So I don't care if it's Donald Trump or somebody else who's, 10 times worse than Donald Trump. If they're going to vote the way I want them to on that issue, they've got my support.
Do you worry about what might happen in America if the attempt to stop Trump running, to actually maybe sling him in jail before the election, turned out to be successful?
Very much. Very much so. I just don't think that this is something we're easily going to be able to bounce back from. Like, you look at January 6th, and it was bad. January 6th was a terrible day, and I'm not somebody who would defend it or who downplays it. I don't think it was as bad as 9/11, as some of these kooks in the media on the left say, but it was a terrible day. It doesn't hold a candle to the left using our justice system at the federal and state level to stop a political opponent. That goes right to the fundamental core of who we are in America. And if we lose that, if somehow Trump is stopped because of the lawfare against him, we've genuinely lost a piece of our identity, of what makes us special, of one of the things that made us proud to be who we were. And it's a before and after moment. It was right at the indictment, but a conviction, and certainly one that led to him losing, will never be the same. There will be riots, Peirs. There are going to be riots in America either way. Because if Donald Trump wins again, I shudder to think about what the left will do. And if he loses, the right and his core supporters are going to be so incensed at the way the justice system was used to stop a victory. I don't think they'll accept the presidency as legitimate, if Biden wins under these circumstances. So already the Dems have shot themselves in the foot, even if